How's it going? My name's Troy, or T-Roy, as I call myself on this YouTube channel. And I overcame social anxiety years ago. I grew up very, very shy. I grew up with eventually horrible social anxiety when I was a teenager and in my early 20s, and I decided I just needed to overcome it. So I'm going to share with you 4 things that I did and 4 things that work to overcome social anxiety. I want to talk about 4 different things to do to overcome social anxiety. So check out my other videos on this channel. I made videos years ago on how to overcome social anxiety because I overcame social anxiety years ago. So when I was younger, I was very shy. I know what it's like to go into a social situation, be nervous before going into a social situation, to be like extremely nervous, anticipating going to a social event like a party or something like that. And then you go to the party, or you go to any social event, and you're overthinking, thoughts come in. That's part of it, part of having social anxiety. There's like thoughts that come in that are telling you that, I don't know, maybe you're not good enough, or that, you're just overthinking what people are thinking of you. So without further ado, the first thing, I'm just going to give it to you straight. And I feel kind of repetitive talking about this because, well, this is just the way to do it. This is the way I overcame social anxiety, and I'm going to share it with you. The first thing that you need to do is put yourself in more social situations. And for you, that might be just going outside and making eye contact with multiple people. That might be the most intimidating thing for you to do. And then tomorrow, the most intimidating thing for you to do might be to say hi to a random stranger. And then a month from now or 2 months from now, the most intimidating thing for you might be to join a public speaking class, stand in front of 5 to 10 people or 15 people, however many people are in the class, and give a speech introducing yourself and talking about who you are and what your story is, and then prepare more speeches. And even though you're nervous, the whole point of this is to put yourself in situations that brings up the anxiety, because how can you overcome something without facing it? You have to do things that bring up more of that anxiety. So push yourself into as many social situations as you can. Go to that party. Number 2 is to be yourself around people that you already know. Because I know how easy it is when you're, like, I was a quiet, shy person growing up, and I know that when you talk to your family or your friends or people that already know you, they kind of expect you to be that quiet person. So if you kind of force yourself to be a little bit more of yourself, like, a thought comes to mind, like you're in a conversation or a conversation's happening around you and you have a response that you want to say. If you just force yourself to say it, even if you stumble over your words, even if the timing's off, you sound a little awkward, whatever. If you force yourself to actually do it, you start to break the habit of holding that stuff in, and you start to be more of yourself. You start to speak more, and you start to be less afraid of just communicating your actual thoughts, or saying that joke that's on your mind, or saying that thing that's on your mind, whatever. Number 3 is progressive overload. So just like I mentioned with the first thing, the most intimidating thing for you right now might literally be just going outside and making eye contact with 3 random strangers. But if you want to keep breaking apart that anxiety, or if you want to keep bringing it up and becoming almost immune to it, just bringing it up more and more and showing that anxiety that it's not the boss of you, that you're the boss of you. You have to just go in like slightly more progressively intimidating social situations. And for me personally, I think I had a video on this channel where I talked about, like, it's called Does Social Anxiety Ever Go Away? And I was like, I don't know, because I can go into any normal social situation and not really feel it, or not be bothered by any feelings, and just do what I want. But there's still like people that I look up to, or celebrities, where I'd probably get a little nervous, or certain situations. If I were to speak in front of 1,000 people, I would still get nervous. So, yeah, progressive overload. Pick the thing that's slightly out of reach for you. Put yourself in that situation. And the fourth thing is something that I just kind of became aware of very recently that I don't think I've talked about in past videos, and that's I was at a dinner fairly recently, and I was talking to people. I was talking to family members, friends, and thoughts started to come into my mind that were kind of like self-doubt related. They were kind of saying like, why are you saying that? Like judging myself. And I noticed how easy it was for me now to be aware of those thoughts and to just speak as if those thoughts aren't the boss of me anyways, to just say what I want to say anyways. So I guess the fourth tip would be very, very aware of those thoughts of self-doubt and realize that they're not you, they're not the boss of you, and they don't have to determine how you behave. They can just be there. A really good way to do that is through meditation. You can meditate like 10 minutes in the morning or 10 minutes before you go to bed and just start paying attention. I mean, it's so crazy, like today, how people, myself included, maybe you watching this video, you watch a lot of social media. Maybe you pull out your phone whenever you get uncomfortable during the day, or whenever you don't want to listen to any thoughts, whenever you don't want to be in a room by yourself. But if you can put your phone away, especially just like before you go to bed or first thing in the morning, if you can put your phone away and instead of mindlessly scrolling on social media, you just sit there and just like this, like sit there in silence, staring at a certain point or closing your eyes, whatever, just only paying attention to thoughts that come up. What a lot of people do when they start to meditate is they're like, I can't meditate. It doesn't work because so many thoughts come up. They can't stop thinking. Well, that's kind of the point. You're supposed to be aware of your mind. And when you become aware of your mind, you don't have to listen to any thoughts that might affect your behavior, such as that of self-doubt. Like, oh, I want to go talk to that person. Oh, no, you don't. That person's cooler than you. Like, they don't want to talk to you. Instead of listening to those thoughts, you can listen to them. You can be aware of them, but then you realize they're just thoughts, and you can still walk over and talk to that person and be like, hey, what's up? I wanted to talk to you. Are you still part of that basketball team? Whatever. So anyway, those are 4 things that you can do progressively to overcome social anxiety. If you want to overcome social anxiety, you write them down and do them today, tomorrow, next month. Continue doing them. And I promise you, your social anxiety will at least start to decrease. But at first, it'll probably, you'll feel it more in those social situations because you're putting yourself in more situations where it'll come up. It's kind of a weird thing where you have to, like I said at the beginning, you feel it more to face it and then realize it doesn't have as much power over you as you think. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Yeah, if you want to reach me, I guess I'll include my email, troysoncrantsocialconfidence@gmail.com. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.